A person commits, if he knowingly makes a false entry in or false alteration of a government record, makes, presents, or uses any record, document, or thing with knowledge of its falsity with intent that it be taken as a genuine government record.
Hey there, welcome to the Courtroom Files. So today we have a defendant in front of Judge Fleischer who is charged with tampering with a government record. Specifically, this involves a temporary tag on a vehicle. And this caught my attention personally because back when I was in the corporate world, I did spend several years in the automotive industry, so I've got a feel for how things should and should not work. And the other thing that caught my attention was this is twice now where we have seen this exact same scenario in front of Judge Fleischer. The first time was 2 months ago, and to be honest, we didn't capture that video because it didn't particularly strike us, but now we've seen it twice with the exact same circumstances, and it has our attention. The long and the short of it is this gentleman bought a vehicle. It is a salvage vehicle, which they can be titled and or registered rather and plated under certain circumstances. It depends on local laws and what they require. Sometimes they have to be inspected. Sometimes they have to be repaired. It just depends, but it can be done. But what's interesting about this is every time he goes and makes a payment, which sounds like it's probably weekly or bi-weekly, it doesn't sound like it's monthly, but every time he goes, the person he bought it from is handing him a new temporary tag, which is not how it's supposed to work. But again, this is twice that we've seen this now. So somebody is out there. In our opinion, what's probably happening is he or she is selling salvage vehicles that can't be brought up to roadworthiness as far as the state of Texas is concerned, and not getting these vehicles registered, but instead just handing out fraudulent temp tags again and again. But we don't know for sure. You take a look at this and you tell us what you think, and then let us know what you think about how the judge rules. We're looking forward to seeing your comments on this one. Do us a favor and put a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy it. That helps other people find it. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already, and let's go ahead and roll the game film.
Good morning, Mr. Paredes. You were charged with tampering with a government record with intent to make it genuine. Is that right?
I'm sorry. Say it one more time, Judge. I missed what you said.
You're charged with tampering with a government record. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 16th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle with a paper license plate on North Freeway, East Service Road. The officer ran the license plate, and the license plate came back with no record. The officer observed the license plate was a copy and did not have required security features. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle. The defendant stated he received the license plate from the person who sold him the truck, that he receives a new license plate whenever he makes payments, and that he thought that was legal. The defendant stated he did not have insurance on the vehicle, and the officer ran the VIN and discovered the motor vehicle to be salvaged. The officer also found the vehicle has never been registered and had never had a state inspection. The defendant provided a dealer tag receipt for the license plate, listing him as a purchaser. So he tried to purchase in good faith, Judge. He just, I don't see how there's any criminal intent.
But he's making payments and he gets a new license plate every time he gets a payment.
That's what the officer says he was saying.
Well, right, but I mean.
Right.
Marcos, I see what you're saying because he's charged with tampering, right? To tamper, you must. I know. Let's pull the code.
Right.
Because I mean, do you have to make a willing?
But you negligently or recklessly.
An alteration, so to speak, you know? Let's see. $37.10. Bless you. No, that's, oh.
Knowingly makes a false entry in the false alteration of a government record.
A person commits, yeah, if he knowingly makes a false entry in or false alteration of a government record. Makes, presents, or uses any record, document, or thing with knowledge of its falsity with intent that it be taken as a genuine government record.
Your Honor,
I think that is what they're probably relying on in this case.
if I may, as the information alleges, it's subsection 6 where it possesses a governmental record with knowledge that it was obtained unlawfully. So,
Well, he doesn't know it was intended lawfully, even from.
Well, hold on. That's your burden, right?
yes, Judge, and in this case, we would show that reasonable certainty by his obtaining it every time he makes a new purchase and obtaining it from the person who obtained the vehicle rather than from the government. So it would be through that.
When I go buy a new car, though, they give me a tag. You know what I mean? So at some point, yes, you're supposed to get something like a license plate from, I guess, a state, from the state authority, right? They give you the license plate, but here,
They give you the paper plate and you assume that they're going to do all the paperwork behind the scenes. They send it to the government, to the state agency. Then the state agency sends you the metal plates.
if this had been like maybe a month or two that he'd purchased it, perhaps. But if we're talking that he's had this car for like a year, then I don't think that's reasonable. I don't think that's a reasonable argument to make. So,
And I don't know how long.
and
it is.
this car purchase,
Let me see, Your Honor. So the only thing in regard to the status of the vehicle is the officer only found that it was a salvaged vehicle and he lists a date of loss as June or May 29th, 2020. So I don't know if that's when the defendant obtained it or that's just. when
no,
it was
that's just when it was salvaged at
Yeah,
that
so
time.
that's
So
the
at that
only-
point, you can't even drive the car because it's salvaged, right?
Right, and
It's
that's
salvage
the
title, but
date that the officer provides. So, and, so with the information we
you have a
have,
copy of the tag?
let me see. So the buyer's tag lists an expiration date of February 5th, 2025 and lists the vehicle of the 2007 Chevrolet and it doesn't
Is
list.
this, it should say like a date of purchase, right? Why don't we do this? Look,
So it says it expired February 5th, and this happened on January 16th, and I just asked him when he bought it, he said it was about a month and a half ago. And I said, how many
so let's do this. Show me. Let me give you more time. Let me just do a little bit more diligence.
Okay.
All right. We'll come back, but let me burn through all this because I didn't think it was going to take this much time, but we'll revisit. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry. Yeah. Just maybe we approach. So apparently I spoke with William about this case and he, on the paper plate, which you have not seen, took a picture of the QR code and it does pull up as though.
So what do you guys think?
Honestly, Judge, I don't know enough about motor vehicle registration to know what this QR code means, but I do know that when I did the QR code, it did pull up something.
And it did say the created timestamp was December 7th, 2024.
Oh, we can show you both. You like this one?
So wait. The paper plate has a QR code?
Has a QR code
Apparently.
on the corner and when scanned, it gave the date of December 7th, 2024 as the creation.
But it says end February
5th, which is the expiration.
So the
on-
issue is, because
of knowledge.
did he have knowledge of its falsity?
Right.
Did he, or, did he, because it's a specific intent crime, right?
And after Googling what a paper plate does look like, it looks exactly like it's supposed to. It's a little wrinkled, but that doesn't really
All right,
matter.
so I'm gonna find no probable cause then.
You can judge.
All right, guys. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, do please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the video. We'd really appreciate that. And if you want to keep the fun going, check out the video on the screen right now.